Welcome back to VTL Productions. Today we are going to talk about the situation with trucks in North America and how they become the vehicle for rich people. Not the working people, the tradesmen and farmers that used to use them, but now they've marketed them as a vehicle for everyone. So I had an interesting experience recently at a dealership, and I'm going to tell you guys all about that right after the intro. Welcome back, guys. So, trucks have certainly changed in recent times. I mean, at one time, when you saw a truck on a Sunday afternoon going down the road, I remember my father and from his generation, this truck would be putting along slow. Mom and dad would be driving along, and yeah, you know what? They were usually farmers. During the week, you'd see tradesmen using them, and which you still do see using them, but they are definitely not what they used to be. I was at a dealership getting some service done on mine, and I went and talked to the salesman that sold me my truck, and I said, what would I be looking at to replace the current truck that I have? Basically, the same truck. And how much would it be now? List price. Not counting in any discounts or whatnot, but I mean, there was discounts when I bought mine too. So, and there is some running right now as well. But he said, well, basically to get what I want. And mine is just a middle of the road Silverado LT, leather bench seat, 4x4, rear sliding window, automatic climate controls, etc. He said, yeah, I'm looking at about $82,000. Like, what? I paid for mine in 2020, 5 years ago, 62,000, just a little bit less than 62,000. I'm like, how does that make any sense? It's gone up $20,000 in 5 years. I mean, everybody expects vehicles to go up, but to me, this seemed a little bit ridiculous, if you will. And I'm like, okay, so when I bought the 2020, I had traded it in for an 08 Silverado, very similar setup and that. The only thing the 08 didn't have, it didn't have leather and it didn't have the automatic climate controls, but it did have the off-road Z71 package, which my new truck doesn't, and it doesn't have fog lights either. So I gotta say it's pretty similar. Now, list price on that truck in 08 was $44,000. Now, to go from $44,000 to $62,000 in a matter of 12 years, that's reasonable. Going up $20,000 in 5 years, that's not reasonable. Yet, you do see a lot of these trucks on the road, so people are obviously buying them, and I guess it's part of the capitalist market where people are going to pay for something, they're going to charge it, sadly. Now, I did a similar comparison while I was there. I looked at a brand new Chevrolet Equinox. And I did have an Equinox at one point in 05. I bought it brand new. Now, it was pretty much had everything in it. Only thing it missed was the leather interior and I believe the upgraded rims. And yeah, at the time, I think it was like a $2,000 or $3,000 package to get, which to me wasn't worth it for the leather. But anyhow, that aside, I priced out a brand new Equinox, fully loaded, panoramic sunroof, Bose stereo, leather, you name it. Nice looking vehicle. $47,000. Okay. I'm like 47 from 36 in a matter of 20 years. Okay. That's also reasonable. I'm still trying to get my head around the $20,000 in 5 years. So anyhow, I started looking at some numbers, and I know most of my viewers are American, so these numbers will be a little different. But for the purpose of this discussion, I am going to look at the pricing of the American pricing here. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but it depends on what you're watching it on. So I'm going to read some of this out to you so we can compare the American numbers for my American viewers. Now, what even boggled my mind even more, and this is Canadian prices, keep in mind. Now, when I bought, I think it was 20, it was like 2018, 2020. It was in that range before that. I remember the price of a work truck used to be in the neighborhood of, I think it was like $32,000 list price. And I'm talking a bare bones work truck, vinyl seats, rubber floor mats, may even had roll down windows. I don't remember. And now that same truck is just over $50,000 for a work truck, single cab. I'm like, okay, ridiculous, but okay. Let's go through the last, number of years here. So 2025 Silverado regular cab work truck, $39,000 American. Okay. Now let's go down from there, and we're going to go to 2020. So we were at $39,000. 2025, 2020, that same regular cab, two-wheel drive, long bed, regular cab work truck, $28,500. Okay, so here we are. The work truck here is about 11,000-ish more. All right, let's go back to 2015. Work truck, 26,520. Okay, so we went from 26, to what do we got? 28 in 5 years. Okay, that's kind of reasonable still. Let's go back to 08. That same work truck, 17,500. Okay, so a little bit more of a jump, but we're adding on a couple more years there. So I'm like, okay. So work truck. Let's see. What was he? 2025. Yeah, so 2025, 39,195. You can see how these prices have just jumped up. Obviously, take advantage of what people are going to pay. And I mean, I'm not just picking on General Motors here because I did a quick look at some of the ones from Dodge and Ford and Toyota as well, and they're all doing the same thing. Actually, I think quick look Dodge may have been was actually a little bit higher. The difference from each year to the next year wasn't a big difference, but overall, the work truck from Dodge was more than the one from General Motors, but it wasn't by a lot. It was a couple $1,000s. But so, how did we get from the point here where we are marketing these as luxury vehicles almost? Like seriously, you can go and get a Cadillac CT4, CT5. You're looking at a car, or one of their SUVs, crossovers as well, for in the same price range as what you're paying here. So, I mean, let's look here. 2025. So, in the States, we're looking at 64,000 plus a bid for a more fully equipped, higher trim level. And in Canada here, as I said, now we're looking over $80,000. So these truly are becoming vehicles for the rich. I don't know. What do you guys think? I wanted to let me know in the comments below what you think of the situation here with these trucks. I mean, they're hugely popular in Canada and the U.S. People love their trucks. I mean, I love driving my truck too. And I was kind of thinking about, maybe because the used market for these is huge right now. Like, I mean, I can get a really good amount of money for my truck used right now if I were to sell it. But the problem is I paid on the other end. So you're not really any further ahead, if at all. So why? Yeah, it doesn't really, to me, make any sense. Mine's still got pretty low mileage on it too, and whatnot. So I don't know. Maybe down the road a bit I will. Who knows? But as of right now, I think I'm going to hold on to it And I know they would love to get a hold of it because it's in fantastic shape. Anybody that knows me knows I take very good care of my vehicles. So, yeah. But I'd be interested to know what you guys think. Has this become a vehicle for the rich? I'm going to argue it definitely has, because they've done a fantastic job marketing it as a vehicle for everyone, from workers to families to, weekend warriors that want to go off road or tow their camping trailers, their utility vehicles, boats, what have you. I mean, they are great for that. I mean, having a truck in your house is definitely very handy. And to not have one after you've had one would be pretty tough adjustment, to be honest. So, anyhow, that's all I want to talk to you guys about. So let me know again in the comments below what you think. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have yourselves a great day.